I feel that a problem solver will always play an important and a pivotal role when it comes to a collaborative activity. A problem solver generally is a very proactive person because he or she is always thinking about it, has that understanding of that particular root, can go into the root cause of the problem, and can easily associate others or bring others to consider a wide range of solutions before actually deciding what they want to how they want to go ahead with, or what sort of what step they should take it forward. So I feel that's what problem solving is all about.
Welcome to the Learning Circle, the ultimate video podcast for educators and parents who want to unleash the full potential of children. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of learning with the help of thought leaders who will share their knowledge and stories with us. This is your host Kavleen Kaur, and I'm excited to take you on this journey. Get ready to be inspired, informed, and entertained. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is Mr. Arindam Roy Chaudhary, an experienced educator currently serving as the principal of GD Goenka Public School, Jammu. He is a passionate educator with expertise in mathematics. Mr. Roy has previously been the founder principal of 𝗘𝗱𝗿 Model School in Karnataka for 14 years, where he played a key role in developing the school from the ground up. He has also played various roles with CBSE, including the mentor for schools under the CBSE mentoring program. He has been the visiting faculty at IIM Ahmedabad for the Leadership Diploma program. We are honored to have Mr. Roy join us today. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here in your platform. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is ours as well, sir. Thank you. There's a quote by Anthony Robbins. It says, "Every problem is a gift. Without problems, we would not grow. But to solve problems, we need problem-solving skills." So to begin today's discussion, sir, how would you define problem-solving skills for the students, and how can these skills help in their learning and enhancement of their academic achievement in school?
According to me, I feel problem-solving skills is a mother of all skills. And it requires every bit of skill to be a part or a member of the problem-solving skill. I look at it this way. So if you want to put it in a definition, according to me, you have a problem, you have defined a problem, well-defined problem, and or you have a problem which has been well-defined by you, and then you do a brainstorm and come to an analysis, analytical answer, and then finally think of n number of solutions and put in the best solution that can be implemented to solve the problem. That's the process of a problem solving, and the skills required for that, according to me, is the problem solving skill. So a learner or a student with, you can say, with a good problem solving skill, they will be both a self-starter, because they will be able to know that how to take up things forward, because they have then trained themselves accordingly. They have those skill sets associated, and also a collaborative teammate, because I feel that a problem solver will always play an important and a pivotal role when it comes to a collaborative activity. A problem solver generally is a very proactive person because he or she is always thinking about it, has that understanding of that particular root, can go into the root cause of the problem, and can easily associate others or bring others to consider a wide range of solutions before actually deciding what they want to how they want to go ahead with, or what sort of what step they should take it forward. So I feel that's what problem solving is all about. So problem solving, the mother of all skills. Yes.
Yeah, that is very wonderfully put. And sir, you mentioned one point that a problem solver always tries to find multiple solutions to a problem. I think that is a very important skill, especially in today's time when things are really changing very fast. Technology is changing rapidly. So, do you think that these problem solving skills actually help students
you have shared that they help in the academic success, but would these help in the long-term career success, especially in these rapidly changing times?
When you're talking about the careers, aspect, you see there are certain job description, which is a continuous process. Like you keep on doing this, you do A, then B, then C. Suppose a clerical job. Okay, a clerical job, a file comes here, you will put it in a database and then you pass it to your boss. Your boss gives you some feedback. Again, you back to the database. Again, the file comes, next file comes. So it's a process which is well defined and it's a continuous process which you keep on. Here, if you look at it, there is not much of challenge that is required. But both jobs are all in a mediocre level job. But if you want a non-defined job where there is no process, where there will be association of multi-skill association, there problem solving plays a very, very important role. So in tomorrow's day, we do not know. Just imagine, ma'am, another 10 years down the line, what are the career options that we are going to have, or maybe 5 years down the line, who knows what will be the career options. We ourselves do not know in today's day. A child who is in standard 8 or 9 or 10, what sort of career option he will be having another 5 or 8 years down the line, we do not know it today. But then how are we going to prepare them? How are we preparing them? You see, I always look at it. A school, the objective of the school is to prepare a child for life. Right? Now, in my school, like any other school, you have a pre-primary to 12th standard. That means 3 years old to 18 years old.
Right.
And 3 years old to 18 years old, in this 15 years period of time that the student is, or 10 plus 3, 13 years period of time, 13 years period of time that the child is spending. You 13 plus, okay, pre-primary, if you say 15 years only. Okay, 15 years period, you are preparing them for, suppose a child retires in 60 years. So from 18 years to 60 years, you're preparing the child for that particular, that means 42 years, you're preparing him for that particular period of time. So what are the challenges that he's going to face? What sort of job requirement that you're going to have? So one thing is very common that will be there is the problem solving skills. If the student develops that sort of and hones those skills in the school level, I can guarantee you, irrespective of the fact what sort of career he or she chooses, which we might have not thought about it in today's day, that skill will always help him, not only in his career but in his life also. As I was telling you the other day, the problems in life do not come with a syllabus. Right, it doesn't come with a syllabus. So it's always that. So how do we prepare our student with an open-ended challenge? So that's why I say problem solving skills are the mother of all skills.
Right. Yes, that is a very, very important thought, that problems in life don't come with a syllabi. And also the careers that these kids would have are totally unpredictable. They are not known to the educators of today. So basically, these children need to have skills to be able to take up any challenge that they may face. So, sir, would you like to share any references or examples of people you may have met who assign the reason for their success to their strong problem-solving skills?
Let me just talk about someone whom I have always thought about. Him as my mentor of life, and I've always followed him as my his life as a part of mine, as an inspiration. That is Mahatma Gandhi. If you look at it, Mahatma Gandhi, I think, is the epitome of, if you talk from the problem solving association, he was the epitome of it. He had challenges, multifaceted challenges, but he had nailed down a kingdom, or the British, who were ruling for 200 years. So a system which was 200 years into a particular country, he could stop that system and push them out of the country. Don't you think he's the best problem solver in the world?
Right.
Or a person can ever be. And that too what? That too without any violence, that too without any fighting. I remember in one of the cases when he was, he was brought to the court of law, and he was asked to be, to pay a fine or be imprisoned. And what he thought was is absolutely because he was looking at the farmers not paying the extra tax that the British were asking for, and he was fighting for that. He said, "I would prefer going to the jail rather than being in the paying you the fine."
Right.
Finally the judge had that so much of respect for him that the judge stood up. The judge himself stood up when Mahatma Gandhi entered. I'm sure we must have seen it in the film also. So what I'm saying is, so not a better person I can think in terms of problem solving as Mahatma Gandhi's. And the more we read about his life, the more we understand what a beautiful a brilliant person he was as far as the skill sets were all concerned. So I will always consider Mahatma Gandhi as number one as far as problem solving association is concerned.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. And this example also shows that problem solving skills are applicable not just in academics and career, but also, all throughout one's life. And you also previously mentioned about the collaborative approach that a problem solver uses. So, would you like to discuss more on this aspect? We have covered the academic part and going to the other end of the spectrum. How does problem solving skills enhance social and emotional skills of students, like resilience, self-efficacy, communication, collaboration, teamwork? So does these skills also benefit by having some problem solving ability?
As I was telling you, I'll stick to the same point that problem solving is the skill is the mother of all skills. I think all these skills that you're talking about, collaborative, you talked about being in the community, how well you can communicate. It's how well you can communicate is not only how well you can speak, but how well you can communicate through your action also.
Right.
And a person with that sort of a bent of mind will always be open-minded. That is for sure. Otherwise, he cannot, because when a person is looking for solutions, until unless the person is not open-minded, he cannot be like a horse.
Right.
When his solutions, when he needs to open up. So that is why he has to be open about taking advices, taking solution from the others. So that means the collaborative aspect is also there. Coming to the community, he can be an asset to the community, because as a community, we keep facing challenges, on and off. So such people can be really, really, valued for that. In fact, problem solving abilities can be one of the most important nuances of flourishment of community. If a community needs to flourish, I think problem solving ability should be part of it. And every leader has to be a problem solver. Those abilities has to be there. And not only leader, I don't have to be a leader of people. I can be a leader of my own person, my own self.
Right.
How well I am controlled. Do I have the control of myself? Tomorrow, if life throws in challenge to me, will I be able to handle that? Will I be able to find out a solution? Will I be able to come out of that? Is what it is. So until unless I am my own leader, so the leadership skills that I have to control myself, until unless I don't have that, I will not be able to manage in life. Right? So that is why it's so important that this one aspect that we're talking about today is these skills that are required for me to control myself will also help me as far as managing my life with or without problems. Right? So that is why it's so important that in community, when you're talking, a problem solver or a person with that sort of nuances will always be open mind, whether it is the collaborative skill we are talking about or whether it is to being in the community. And yes, you are saying self-efficacy, of course. Until and unless I am that self-efficacy, I cannot define it in myself or in my character, I will never be a problem solver. Because I think one of the most important thing is self-efficacy. So that's what. And with this, because when you're talking about problem solving, it is also a process that I create within myself.
Right.
The process that I'm trying to bring it in myself. Like that means if I have a challenge, the challenge can be anything. Like, for example, I'm a maths teacher. Let me give you an example, right? We talk about algebra. When we're saying algebra, now what is the objective of studying algebra? That is, you can find something that you don't know from something that you know. If I say x plus 2 is equal to 12, I do not know what this value of x is. So that means this algebra is going to help me, that through that skill, I will be able to find what I do not know. I think problem solving is also about that. So there is a process of me thinking. So if I train myself, if I prepare myself, and I know how, what is it that the way I look at it, or my perception toward that particular thing, that is going to help me irrespective of the fact that which type of problems I face. Right. So that is why if that happens, then that self-efficacy also comes in. Right. So I feel, yes, again, I stick to the same thing. This problem solving can actually make a man out of me, which not only helps me as a person, but also helps the community at large.
Right.
That is what is my take. Right.
Yes, that's a very good point about, why one should develop problem solving skills, because it helps the individual and also the community as a large. Okay, so we have had some good discussion on problem solving skills for an individual and the benefits it brings to the community at large. Now, sir, can we have some quick fire rounds? Can we have a rapid fire
yes,
round?
definitely. Yes.
Okay. So, what is your favorite thing about teaching?
If you look at the most favorite, favorite aspect of teaching, I feel is the reflective practices, which I personally, feel that reflection is a very important component of learning.
Mm-hmm.
When I am learning, if I look at my learning continuum only, also, if I do not know how much I should have known, how much I know, and how much I don't know, like this aspect, until and unless I do not know as a learner, I will never be an effective learner or a lifelong learner. So, which I have a feeling that in our Indian learning practices, we do not have much of reflective practices. It's more like a telling sort of thing where the teacher tells and I listen. Okay, and I try to replicate what my teacher has told. The process is like more similar like that, but I feel that it's so important as a learner, I should reflect in my learning. One is my learning journey, like for example, suppose if you need to go from place A to place B, and this place B is absolutely new to you, what are you going to do today? Earlier you would have asked one pan fellow that kahan hai ye rasta, and he would have shown you some other, like you would have done. But today you have this Google map. You will give the Google map, feed in the data, and then automatically Google map will be showing you the path. It's the same way. It's like the Google map is nothing but the reflective practice that we need to. So we should know where we have come. We should know. So there are two aspects. One is the quantum of it. Okay, the quantum of it in the sense that how much of it I know and how much of it I do not know. It's very important how much of it I don't know. In today's day and time, why the students are facing like the difficulty in performing is just because they do not realize how much I don't know. If you make a student sit and make him write, okay, this was the chapter. Okay, you give him a chapter. Okay, we have studied about maybe photosynthesis. Okay, plants preparing their own food. How much of it that you don't know and how much of you that you don't know? But the student will be saying, how can I tell you how I don't know? That's where the problem is.
Right.
That's where, so realization, you must be knowing about this, right? I know that I know. I know that I don't know. I don't know that I know, and I don't know that I don't know.
And that is the beginning of the learning journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You start from the place that you don't know. And then,
so what I am talking about, the reflective practices where I know that I don't know. This part is very important for us. This is the quantum. Second is the qualitative aspect. The qualitative aspect is I know. Fine. But how much of it is I know? Can I apply it in a different situation? Can I analyze with this information that I know? Can I analyze certain things? Can I compare and contrast two things? Can I create something absolutely new from the information that I have got?
Right.
So that is the qualitative aspect. So I feel this reflective practice is very, very important in teaching. So that is my take.